I'm in this new episode of Juno Live. Yeah, just checking if we are live and if the sound is all right. Speaking of sound, I need to improve that. I'm gonna have a look this week so that in next episode it will be fortunately a bit better. But yeah, meanwhile, let's have a look at today's session. So before continuing to work on our sample app and pagination, I just wanted to have a quick look at what I've built last week. So first things, I'm working on supporting larger WASM because like in our demo app, we are not able currently to upload the WASM because our apps has become more than 2 mega. And I just have a bug with the one library on the IC, so I will need a fix there probably. But yeah, it's almost done on my side. And the other thing that I did is I integrated Cycle.Express in the console. So, what's happening? Do I have issue? Oh, what happens? So let me switch gear. Let's go here. Right. So if we take, for example, one of my satellites here, oh, definitely there is something off. So if I take one of my satellites, you will see that on the satellites, mission control, and so on, if you go to this menu, I've changed a bit the UI now so that we better know which part is dedicated to the module and which part is dedicated to the cycles. You have the top up, the transfer, that was already there. But now there is like a buy action. And when you do that, you are redirected to Cycle.Express with your module ID pre-filled. And then you can buy cycles against dollars, basically. So, for example, here, if I scan the code, then on my phone, I will be able to use my MasterCard or whatever, but I can also use Apple Pay, and then I can directly top up the module, which is really handy. And yeah, so that's a nice add-ons. Right. So that was it for the small news about what's next. So let's continue building our date picker app, right? So last week we were working on that pagination here. So, and we struggled a bit, or I struggled a bit implemented it, like previews was working, but was just working on the first page, but was not working on the second page. So here it works, but then if I go further, it doesn't work anymore. And we noticed that the issue was due to the fact that, so that's our, let's say, list of entries, right? And when we do the pagination, we do a query and we say, okay, list doc starting from the very last document. And when I do that, then I get an answer from the backend and I'm able to display the new list. And when I want to display the next, I do like a list from here, which gives me what comes next. But then the issue becomes when I want to go back, because to list those, I don't have a starting point. But if I'm here, if I want to display those, I should keep track of that starting point. So it's kind of like, okay, we can say, okay, I keep the starting points of 2 before it. But then the issue is like, if I go back I have this one. How do I know that this one here should become that one, and so on? So it become a bit tricky. And we were trying to implement that using two states. So like one state, or here, one state about what was before and one state about what was after. So there's two arrow, but ultimately I figured out that we went in the wrong direction. And since we want to have next and previous, what we can do is we can basically keep track of all those pointers, you know. Let's do like that and say, okay, so when we list this one here, we start from here. So we add a key. And then we list again those one, we add a key. We list those one, we add a key. And then if we want to go back, I remove the key. If I want to go front, you know what I mean? So we just like keep track of all the index. That way we have the pagination, and we can say, okay, minus one element in the queue or plus one element, basically. So I hope that makes sense. And yeah, let's do that. So, all right. So what? Yeah, I'm gonna do that every Monday. Okay, now we are good. So here I already have a solution, but we're just gonna follow it. So instead of having a before and an after, as I said, we're gonna keep track of a key, which is an array of keys, right? And not gonna use that. And of course, no, because this is an array and not the single value. Here, we always want, when we call our list function, to start after the last element in the key. So here, we always want to start with the last one in our queue. So to do that, I'm gonna add like a small utils. It's a generic function that allows me to retrieve the last elements in an array. It's a bit fancy, I like it. So here I destruct the elements with the length. I took the length minus one, and then I got the last element. So here we do last start after, right? And if we find an element, I think, no, let's do that, okay? I think I'm good. Let me compare, right. Then of course here, once what we were doing is what we were assigning this value after the list, and we don't want to do that anymore. We just want to process the items. But what we want to do is when I click next or I click previous, I want to tell if I want to start with this one or if I want to start with that one. So what we do is, for the previous, it's easy. We just want to do a start after .pop because we want to remove the last element. And for the next one, I'm gonna copy the code. It's gonna be faster. Check. Yes. I'm gonna take this. So I get the last key of the array. That's interesting. And actually, I take the last key of the displayed items. That means that I take this element here, and then I take the key, and I destruct the current list of elements we have. And if it's not undefined, I add it in the list. So I take this one, I extract the key, and if it's not indefined, I put it here, right? And then I code list, and then the list will start from this one, and we will have this result. So if everything goes cool, here I got ASD. Here I got hello world. So here I should have hello world. That's right, and I should have ASD. Okay? And now we have a pagination that works all the time. Cool. So I will merge this. X pagination with array of these. And I think I had to add is that we do this that way because our collection has no particular structure. So we are using a random ID for every entries, and that's why we have to do all that checking which one is the key, go back and forth. Of course, or if you want to have like let's say you don't want to have just previous and next, but you want to have like all the buttons for your pagination displayed, then you can do that by adding some sense of structure in your key, because in the data store the key doesn't have to be unique. For example, if you want to add lots of data with the same key, it's possible. So for example, you can have like a key where you use like the public ID of your user and maybe a counter. Of course, right now there is no atomic way, or no direct atomic way to have a counter, so you cannot tell the backend to generate a counter for you. You would have to use, for example, um, I would I would I would use a set many docs, like you would do something like here I don't do that, sorry. You would do something like, if I do some pseudocode, you will do something like get count, and then you would do like a count docs, and then when you would enter the new key, you would do something like await set many docs, where you would give I don't remember, is that an array or something? No, it's docs, right? So you would give something like docs, and here you would have like a collection and docs. So you would have like your that's an array, sorry. You would have like your real entry, like collection data, I don't know how you call it, and here you would have your data, and then you would have something like a collection counter, and here you would have like a document that would be your counter, right? Where you increment the value. That way, if it's already used, then you will throw an error, and basically here in your data, you would have like as a key, you would have like user ID plus the counter, basically, something like that. Yeah. Maybe there are other solution, I guess. Of course, you can use serverless function to always specify to generate a counter for you. What else? You can also just say, given that the key doesn't have to be unique, you can also, that's not an issue to say, yeah, you just do a await set doc and you add your document by saying your user ID, for example, plus what, a counter, and you don't really care if the value is duplicate or not, because since you're gonna do some pagination, yeah, I mean, in worst case, you're gonna have the entry twice, but it's gonna be fine. Yeah, so that's a bit like the idea of the top of my head, right? I hope it's help. All right, so where do we stand? This workout? Ah, the end-to-end tests are still running. Oh, we are really serious about the state of our work, but yeah, the test run already, so it's gonna be fine. All right, so where do we stand in our application? Create a new identity because it's a bit messy right now. I got so much data. So we have the dashboard, we can create event. We have settings. And when I have this, I can take the link, right, and I can share it to my friends. Ah, yeah, that's interesting. But oh, I should fix that, huh? But once my friends are submitted, then it would be maybe nice that as a as a friend that want to participate, I find a way to sign in and can save my participation. I think that would be nice, no? Yeah. Because otherwise I'm never gonna know if it happens or if it doesn't happen. So yeah, let's do that. All right. So what do we have? We have root, which is public, right? And I don't know why I have slug here. Blah blah blah. And here I get my answer. And so that would be nice that once I answered, I see a splash screen that says congrats. And oh yeah, we can probably add some cotillon, right? And then oh yeah, that's so cool. And then have to call to action. All right. So let's do that. First, I'm gonna fix this because that make me a bit sad. So how are we gonna do that? Is it the same? Ah, it's the same on every page. My gosh. What do I have here? doesn't matter. Okay, so text white, I guess. A bit ugly. Huh? Ooh, border, something like that. Border solid. Not exactly what we want, but and we're gonna do border black. Yeah, a bit ugly, but doesn't matter. Create event. Yeah. So we're gonna create a component title. Where was I? Take this here. Interface props. So it's gonna be title, gonna be a snippet, all right? And it's correct, no? Yeah. And I'm not yet familiar with things. So here, so we take this one, okay, and here we do a render. So that's yeah, but that's way too complicated. Just use the children, which is basically the Svelte 5 version of a slot without name. And here we're gonna do up, up, up. That. Okay, ensuite, create new event. No, not that one. This one, I guess. Done. Yeah. It's a bit ugly, but I love it. Fit, I guess. Yes. And then we have settings. Not this one. This one. Right. And we have this one, which is on the Slack page. Right. Will be good. And that, I guess we can move it here. Oh, here. Yeah. What? Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's not like we're not gonna. Oh, you see, there's a border that is missing also here. Border 2, border black. Better. Ah, no. Better. Yeah, we're not gonna win the Nobel Prize in Design with that, but yeah, I mean. So, set format title. Okay. Right. So, I want a success page where I submit my availability. So, what do we want to do? We want to keep this, but we want to have that goes away when I've submitted my availability. So I think that we're gonna create a component called, I don't know, event submission, event form. Yeah, event form. And we basically gonna move all the mumbo jumbo here, but maybe we keep the event here because that could be useful. We keep the load event. What we're gonna move is all this, right? So let's call it, that's a nice name. Whatever. Okay, so here in this form, we move this, and now we're gonna have zillion of issue, of course. So we're gonna move that. And so first name and answer, we need that. Ah, toggle. Okay. Where are the answers? We need this one and this one. Okay, we need a sort answer. What is that? It's a function. Sort answer. Ah, there was a small utility. Okay, blah blah blah. So we are almost good. Ah, we need the event doc. So interface props, and we want to have the event doc, right? And the event dot, I never always forget. I'll be here. There. And we have moved our code. Still not too bad, right? And here we can, why do we have answers here? So load event, blah, 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 here, and answers. Ah, okay. So we want to initialize the answers when we jump in. So let's try that. So it's gonna, sometimes I got some weird issue because I'm not yet fluent with L5. So just to be sure that we don't do that too many times. And here we can have event form, event doc, right? So yeah, I told you, it's like we are calling it like a zillion times. So let's do just one month. Better, huh? Better if it's correct. Yeah, it's correct. All right. So we have done our refactoring, blah blah blah. And here I just gonna clean up all the stuff we don't use. Okay. It's already a bit more readable, huh? So refactor, extract, event form, and we gonna So let's create maybe we can do something like a stepper, like step and or state, step, state, yeah, state. And we say, okay, we are loading, or we are filling the form. Oh, it succeeded. Or, or not found. Yeah, I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah. And that's a state, and we start with loading, okay? What? Be correct, or did I find something? Ah, yeah, bad name. Okay, so let's call it step. All right, so we gonna do something like that. Try, back, catch, hard known, and here the step will be. Let's maybe we need error, but anyway. And I think here we can also add this. And here we can see step equals form. Okay. Okay. And so it's loading. So technically we can even show like a loading animation, right? And so on and so on. But what we're gonna do is here we're gonna say if step equal success, we're gonna say awesome, we're gonna redo that, awesome, and else, so the event form, that's super, but now from the event form, we need to update the step, right? So here we're gonna pass a callback, which we're gonna call like, I don't know, on submit, let's call it like that. I don't have too much on submitted, maybe like this, on success. Let's do that. And here at the end of our function where we submit the event, success, here we call the function, okay? And what we do here is on success, we set the step to success. So, okay, yeah, we are here. Not too bad, right? However, we probably want to keep a bit the style, so here it's the form, and so we want to keep that, right? So what we wanna do is that's gonna become a div, remove this. Actually, that's not good semantics, so it's gonna be an article like this. And here in it, we have our form, we remove that, and the button was outside. Ooh, oh, that's That's okay. I see. I see what you did here. So I cannot have everything. I can just have that, and that would be like like uh, like something. So we're gonna do like a card. Okay, and where did we put the children before this one? Here, there. So that then here we take this, and instead we use card. Super. That way here we can also use card. And here we're gonna create even a component. So let's be fancy, and we say event success, where we put that stuff in it. Okay, so not too bad, except that I just want to have a bit of space at the bottom. Yeah, like that. Whoa. Okay, right. So let's merge this. By the way, well, I'm doing this because I hope that when we are finished, we can publish that app on mainnet, and I just feel like it's nowhere near ready, and I also like to hack a bit around. And what I want to achieve here is that ultimately that we have like an app where you just have to sign in when you need to sign in, not like sign in upfront when it's not required. So here success screen and okay. And to finish a bit uh, today's workout, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something not related to Juno at all. We're gonna add some confetti because that's really important. So if I have a look to the Juno code, you know, like when you create a satellite and so on, you have this confetti, and I use a fantastic library for that. So let's use it too. And the confetti. So let's go. It's called confetti, I think. Exactly. So Svelte confetti. So Svelte confetti is this library here. Build that. Michel Jaeger built this nice library, which I started, right? And you can install it by running npm install Svelte confetti version 2 if you use Svelte 5 or version 4. So let's do that. We're gonna hit confetti. I guess it's gonna take the last version here. Super. And that library is really nice. You can do like there's confettis, lots of confettis, few confettis, large confetti, rounded, colored, multicolored, with images, gradient, you name it. And you have all these crazy things that you can do with confetti, like this, right? And yeah, so maybe what we can do is in the screen here, on the whole screen, or just in the, or just within the page, what's best? So here, submit, and here's a bit, boom, confetti. And I want confetti, yeah, let's put it here. So I guess in Juno, I should have like a component so we can copy it. Okay. And when it's the display, then it's already rounded with some attributes. So let's try to take this. So need some cleanups here. And we don't gonna have this. I guess we don't need that. This. And we don't need that. Okay. So in the event success, we have the card. So we gonna add the confetti here. And let's see what's happening. Oops. Ah, yeah, they are everywhere on the screen, but I just want it in the card. So here I'm gonna add relative. Let's try again. Ah, program seems to work out. So what do we have? We have rounded, blah, blah, blah. Ah, it's position fixed. Better on all screen, right? Something like that. We can iterate and have like a better UI. But what I wanted to point out is like it's really like a neat library if you want to add a bit of fun in your application. And it's called Svelte Confetti. Yes, so I will merge this. And I think we can call it a wrap for today. So we have seen the new function, we have implemented the pagination, we have started refactoring this screen to split a bit the things, and we have an awesome mask. And next time, unless there is some question or we have some idea or some new stuff to watch out and so on and so on, we can continue by adding here like a login button so that when you log in, you are not like an administrator, but you are the user that just fulfilled the form, and that probably with a serverless function, I guess, we're gonna attach your submission to your profile. Yeah, still lots of fun, but we are getting there with that small application. Also, I have a look at the sun. So enjoy your week and see you around.